tinfoil hat. Oh, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Oh, crazy world we live in, dude. Crazy world. It's you know, Trump is already crap in the bed, which is great. Everyone, you know, I mean, it's like you knew this was going to happen. But this quickly, it's very crazy. Very crazy. Like just at like warp speed.
What exactly do you mean by shit in the bed?
I mean, obviously we talked about in the last episode, Kurt Metzger brought it up about like his legal battles. They tried to bankrupt him. And, you know, these people came in like they did before with him. You know, like there's a very famous story, the Rothschilds bailing him out early in, I think, the 80s. And then, you know, all this legal problems. I don't know if that's technically why he's doing what he's doing, but that 100 million probably helped, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's interesting. I mean, it's chaos.
Talking about the 100 million from Miriam or the 270 million from Elon?
Yeah, that's interesting too. I mean, yeah, nobody's talking about the 257 million from Elon. Are you on edibles right now?
I am, in fact, on edibles right now.
Like, what edibles are you edibling?
It's a hybrid, and they're sour watermelon, and they're delicious.
So you ate like what, a brownie, a Rice Krispie treat? What are we talking about?
No, I had 30 milligrams of gummies.
Okay,
Because that's about right in the zone where I'm not like too high to hang out and conversationally funny.
and you don't get like paranoid horny when you're that high. That's why I don't do it. I get paranoid horny, which is a horrible combination.
That is a horrible combination.
Me too, Sam. Me too.
Yeah, right. You're like, oh my God, they're watching. Why do I want to jerk off right now?
No, for me, it's I get freaked out. I'm gonna bite my tongue off. For some, my tongue goes numb, but also incredibly horny. It's such a
very weird. It's
When
very
I take
weird.
psychedelics, all I want to do is fuck.
Yeah, I can't get hard on. Psychedelics are the one drug I can't get hard on.
Wait up, you can get hard on coke, but not psychedelics?
Yeah.
It's like his kryptonite.
That was my joke. That was one of the best jokes I ever wrote about why, you know, if you go to church, it would be great that the priest or the pastor, whoever it is, would have to do psychedelics before they speak, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, one, they can get spiritual, and two is like you don't want to molest children when you're tripping balls on shrooms.
That's fair.
You can't get hard. You pull your dick. It's like, you know, it's like Stretch Armstrong. You remember those stretch dolls? It's like Weekend at Bernie's. You're just, nope, nobody's with me on that one. You just
Maybe because I took them too young, but like 45 minutes after I ingest psychedelics, I did, and I'm ready to go. For like,
nope, not
hours.
me. Cocaine, I could, which was a very crazy thing. It's a horrible gift. It's a horrible superpower.
That is.
We all have superpowers. Mine getting hard on coke was a very bad superpower to have because it just kept it going. But anyways, I'm proud. I'm going to be doing your. Let's get into it. He is Steve Poikonen. Did I get it right?
Close enough.
Okay.
We're good.
Steve Poikonen. What did I get wrong on it?
So it's poi. Like the Hawaiian
Poikonen.
Co, like David Allen, and then like
Poi.
the 90s band.
Poi.
David Allen Coe. Nice pull there.
Poikonen. That's why I did it. I nailed it, right?
I thought there was an extra in there, but
yeah,
again,
Mark was saying I was doing extra. Anyways, the point is we're in it to win it, and he has a festival coming out. A lot of people. I've been wanting to do something weird kind of conspiracy festival as well. A lot of people talk about it. Few people actually make it happen. Steve went and made it happen. It is called the Third Eye Festival.
Nice.
It is coming up in April, right? Is it April?
Yes, sir.
Yep, coming in up in April. Steve, welcome back to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where our listeners can find you, and about your wonderful festival that I am performing at.
Yeah, so I do 2 mini shows. You can find them all at amwakeupshow.
Name your shows. How many shows?
I'm in my 8th year, I think, of Slow News Day. I do AM Wake Up Monday through Thursday. That's in its 3rd year. I do a show called Blunt Force Wisdom, which is a complete checkout from everything that we normally do. We just get high as giraffe pussy and talk shit. Then I also do a debate show with Ben Balderson and Marcus Allen, called Deliberating Dogface Dudes. And then I'm also a frequent flyer on Union of the Unwanted and another show called Saturday Night Anarchy. And I also host, I think, a total of 17 shows on my channels from other people. So try to
definitely making a run at the title. I might have you. I have 8 shows going right now.
Yeah. No, you're the king, Sammy. You're the king. I'm trying to run behind you.
Punch Drunk Sports, Conspiracy Social Club, Zero. I just did an episode of Zero. I'm bringing that back. Doom Scrolling. Cash Daddies, and I have one more. I gotta think of.
Sim, right?
Don't you do some kind? You said Broken Sim. Don't you do some kind of weird like nighttime thing now or something?
You do the Bible talks with Johnny Cash.
No, those are premium content. I'm going.
Okay. You don't even count.
Okay,
those. Wow.
okay. So forgot it. Union of the Unwanted, Zero, Punch Drunk, Tinfoil Hat, Broken Sim, Conspiracy Social Club, aka Deep Waters, Cash Daddies, and now Doom Scrolling, which officially is 8 shows.
I also do UFC fight commentary with my good friend Wheezy. And so that technically counts as a once a month thing. And I do a monthly show with Billy Ray Valentine.
We love Billy Ray. Billy Ray has always been right about Trump from the jump. And he deserves his flowers on that. Tell me a little bit about your festival. What are we going for? What's the feel? Who's going to be there besides me crushing with jokes about black people? Go on.
So let's just if I may, let's just back up a little bit, and I'll tell you the whole origin story, because this whole thing doesn't exist without T. Snyder. And Tease is an amazing filmmaker, documentary filmmaker, real-time philosopher. And a couple of years back, he pitched me the idea of coming on my show and being like a permanent Wednesday co-host so that we could do something that checked out from news, went a little bit deeper, got into some of the more esoteric elements and underpinnings of the actual, 1,000-plus-year-old death cult that runs our society. And one of the ideas that he had was that people should get together in real time and watch his show, Conspiracy Synergy, that he created, because it's like it completely emotionally calibrated for normies to get into the truth community. And I was like, well, yeah, that sounds great. And we kept encouraging people to meet up in real time. And it became glaringly obvious that it was not going to happen unless we led by example. So in 2023, we put together the first Third Eye Carnival at the Blowback Gallery in Pueblo, Colorado. Shout out to Jeff Medine. It's the coolest space I have ever been in. It's like a 7,000 square foot warehouse of just the most amazing art. And Charlie Robinson showed up. Lindsay Sharman showed up. It was fantastic.
These are a few of my favorite people.
Heck yeah. We ran it back last year. I got to go, and what it was last year and what Pueblo will always be, because we're doing it again this year, is like 10 to 12 live bands and then a couple of live podcasts. And it's all about getting people together in real time so that they can either recognize or remember that they're not alone. If there's other people who think the way that they do, that it doesn't have to be this way, that we can, we can go our own path on this, that we can create the kind of culture that we want to live in instead of having to react to the culture that's been forced on us. And it's always been designed to be replicated, like not scaled up, but replicated. Because I really do believe these need to happen in every like shithole blue collar town everywhere, as often as possible. And so this year, we're doing Pueblo again. It'll be the third annual Third Eye Carnival. And then for the first time, we'll be in Tennessee, about 35 minutes north of Nashville, on an 18-acre farm with like 10 bonfire pits. And when I get into it, actually, like it's going to blow your mind. The woman who owns the property is a singer-songwriter. She's been involved in the Nashville music scene for 40 years, pretty well established. She's got a big-ass barn with a stage. Everything's wired for sound. She's got legitimate green rooms built into it. And so what we're doing this year is Ryan Christian, Last American Vagabond.
He's great.
We were born a day apart. And we've been threatening to do like a co-birthday party for 5 or 6 years. And so the stars aligned, and we incorporated that into the carnival this year. And we're going to do it like Willie Nelson's birthday, where everybody that we know that plays music gets together, does a couple of sets, and then we all come up on stage and jam out together. So that's Friday night.
Right.
And Ryan's going to do a solo set as the Last American Vagabond. Scott Armstrong from Rebunk News is coming up. We're going to try and throw like a full band thing together. Frank Kavanaugh, who used to play bass in Filter, is coming down. We're this close to getting Pete Prada, who got kicked out of The Offspring for refusing to take the jibby jab.
Yeah.
It is now in a band called The Defiant.
That's a crazy story, by the way, of him getting kicked out. If you go Google that, if you're listening, he's got
tell us, Johnny.
Well, it's just, it's exactly what he said, but he's pissed about it. They kicked him out for refusing to take the jab. Yeah. And they're supposed to be a punk rock band, is the idea.
Yeah, I mean, like if you see Rage Against the Machine, they're walking back the whole vaccine card mandate, blaming it on the venues. Well, what would happen was I was doing stand-up, me and Eddie and Xavier. If we went there and we saw them say, hey, I'm going to, we're going to, we need vaccine proof of vaccinations, we would call them up and go, are you doing this? And they go, dude, we have to put that there or else the state will come and pound on us. We do not ask for vaccine cards. So we go, yeah, we're doing it. They don't ask for vaccine cards. So I will give them a little bit of leniency on that.
Dude, in the beginning, and there was a point where I remember where they were asking for the fans to have vaccine cards and not us. And you thought that was so hypocritical. And you're like, no, we're not doing the show there. And I was like, that. I understood. No,
100%. Yeah. We never performed anywhere that asked you for a vaccine card. That was the rule. If they ask you for a vaccine card, we're not going there. Now, I didn't have I didn't want them to even put vaccine card mandatory because that plays the game. But I also know that the states were coming down and pounding on people that didn't do it. And in order to stay open and run an operation, they had to put that on there. So
that's suck, though, right? I mean, because who knows who saw that and was like, well, I got to have my vaccine card to go there. So might as well get the jab.
I don't think anyone who listens to this show would be like, well, if I don't, I can't hear Sam's well-crafted, multi-layered dick jokes. I guess I'm going to have to go take this experimental bioweapon. I don't think anyone did that.
Hey, man, I don't know. I hope
Not for maybe not for this show, but I know people that took vaccine cards for concerts, like big ones, like Beyonce, like Taylor Swift. I know people that literally took
None
the
of that
vaccine for that.
surprised me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At all.
obviously not. But there are some people.
And do we want Taylor Swift people breeding? Do we want them? So maybe the Lord works in strange and mysterious way.
I would hope that this audience would forge a vaccine card in
100%.
Yeah, I would hope that they would create a fake one. But Gene Owens and Faithless Town are going to play on Friday. And then, yeah, we're going to get up and we're going to do, our birthday jam. Saturday, we're doing a bunch of live podcasts during the day, and Charlie Robinson coming out. My new Monday co-host, Charles, is going to be there. A couple of people on David Icke's platform, Iconic, are going to be there. There's a dude who goes by 7Cs on Twitter who's just been killing it lately.
I know that guy. I've seen him.
He's coming out. John Krychek, who wrote School World Order and has been, really trying to help people like unschool in terms of that. He's coming out. Pasta, my old co-host on AM Wake Up. He's going to be out there. He volunteered to cook. We've got.
I love him.
We've got the cleanest beef in the nation, as delivered by Texas Slim from the Beef Initiative. He's bringing a whole freaking truckload of meat up and cold brew cowboy coffee. So he's going to come up and do that. He'll sit in on a couple of panels. One of my Blunt Force Wisdom co-hosts, my good friend Teal. She's going to be, but like, it's a whole bunch of people. It really is like all your favorite podcasters are getting together to play music and be on, live panels together and then tell jokes. And Brad Binkley from the Propaganda Report is going to get up and tell some jokes. Leonardo Joni, who Sam, I know you know quite well. She's going to be there.
Fan.
Yeah, and then you're headlining on Sunday for the people who are inclined. The property owner has pretty much every week done something that she calls cowboy church. So if you would like to go to church on Sunday morning, there's going to be church in the barn. We're going to do a little bit more music and then, start to wind down, clean up, and get the heck out of here. But it really is going to be the coolest thing that you probably do this year. And it's all just sort of cemented in with, I am on a mission to create the culture that we want to live in, because I'm sick and fucking tired of having to react to the one that's been forced on us, that I never consented to, that I never casted a vote for. And it doesn't have to be this way.
I love it, dude. I agree with you. We're going through like an incredible psychological operation of demoralization, and it's like they're everything. I talked to a friend of mine today. He was just like, I don't know what's coming or going. I go, yeah, dude, that's what the whole point is. To get you emotionally trapped on one side and then just decimate you for being on that side. And like I've said a bunch of times, I'm politically nihilist. I am anarchist when it comes to politics. I trust none of these fuckers. I can't. And I get why, because we're mammals. We run in packs. We want an alpha. We want a leader. We're tired. I saw Mel K, tweeting at, I don't know, Kash Patel or somebody like that. I don't know who she was tweeting at. I love her to pieces. And she was like, man, I want, something needs to happen, man. It's getting demoralizing. I'm like, that's the whole point, is to get you demoralizing. If you start believing in any of these motherfuckers, you're going to be let down. You're going to be let down. You have to have your head on a swivel. You have to be a type of almost Boba Fett, a lone assassin. And you can't, I mean, you could lean politically one way or the other, like I personally believe, and I'll probably lose some people by saying this, I think we need a conservative base with a fucking old school liberal rebellion. And that's kind of like an agreement that, like, in the public place, everybody chills the fuck out. We don't need to know what you're doing sexually. We don't need you to be trying to go viral. We don't need any of that shit. When you're at the food court of life, chill the fuck out. You do your thing, I do my thing. And when you go home, then wave your freak flag. Nobody needs it out in public. Nobody does. And that's what I'm saying. So, I'm close to God. I have God in my heart, all that stuff. But when it comes to these politicians, I don't trust any of them as far as I can kick them. Your thoughts, Steve?
No, I mean, you know me. I host a show called Anarchy in the Morning. I'm a hardcore agorist, voluntarist. I've had no love for any of these clowns since before I was old enough to vote. Yeah, I got turned on to psychedelics and an alternative way of thinking way too early in my life, and it sort of shaped my entire worldview, along with reading stuff that I probably shouldn't have got a hold of when I got a hold of it. I got given a copy of Behold a Pale Horse in like 1994, and I read that like it was the Bible, and it's been a journey of being, quite alone in the wilderness for a very long time. And then in the last like 12 to 15 years, been a lot of people who really started to crack the code a bit. And I've found some significant kinship in a lot of people as a result of that, you being one of them, Sam. And I'm more hopeful now than I've ever been in my life for the future of people actually waking up and figuring this shit out, and taking significant steps to decouple from an inherently violent criminal mafia state that hates you and wants to squeeze every last penny and drop of blood and plasma out of you. So it's a really good spot to be in. By the way, I forgot to shout out Tony Arterburn and Wise Wolf Gold. That's the only reason Sam's getting out there to the carnival, is because Tony stepped up and sponsored.
We love him, dude. We love him and his tiny dog.
Yep.
Hopefully he'll bring the dog as well. Hey guys, real quick, I'll tell you about our good friend James McMahon and Copy My Crypto. Let me tell you about Copy My Crypto. Guys, it has to piss you off to watch crypto fly up in prices for a decade and you still done nothing. Okay, it makes sense. Crypto is complicated and it's really boring. Well, here's the good news. You don't have to know a thing about crypto to make the money like so many have. The CopyMyCrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just got to copy him. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest. You simply just copy along. So let me tell you about James. He runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which has over 50,000 subscribers. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put $100 into each one, it went on to be worth over $123,000. Of the 26 cryptos, his top pick, the one he singled out called Phantom, went up 692 times from when he said, okay, that one call alone retired a number of people, including guys in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify this yourself. So if you'd like to join the 2,800 members who copy James, then pause what you're doing right now and head over to copymycrypto.com/TFH. Okay, that's copymycrypto.com/TFH. That's TFH. You're not only find proof of everything I said, but my viewers get full access for just $1. Yes, you've missed out on Bitcoin, or you can keep buying some, okay? But there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you've missed out on all of them? Guys, don't waste any time. Go to the site and read it, okay? Once again, that's copymycrypto.com/TFH. It ended money worries for so many, it may just do the same for you. Hey guys, real quick, I can tell you about our good friend Soul and their out of the office hemp driven CBD THC beverages. Let me tell you about them real quick. You know, who could really use our next sponsor? Gavin Newsom, huh? Somebody needs to chill, and there's no better way to chill than with hemp-derived THC products that you can legally buy anywhere in the U.S. Thanks to our next sponsor, Soul. Bar, 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 bar. That's right. Guys, it's 2025. Are you still going to the store to get your THC products? This podcast is sponsored by Soul. Soul's new out-of-office gummies are the perfect microdose with hemp-derived THC and CBD to give any day that chill on the beach vibe, okay? We know our boy, XG, loves THC gummies, don't you, buddy?
I love them. Out of the office, in the studio, out of the studio. It's a must.
It really is. And did you know you can buy new hemp-derived THC products in all 50 states? Because of the 2008 Farm Bill, hemp-derived THC is now legal and accessible nationwide. I can't believe I didn't know this until today. Thank you, Soul. It's amazing. The out of the office gummies help you get that much needed me time at the end of the day or during the day. They're convenient and they're delicious. Out of the office gummies give you that warm, fuzzy, euphoric microdose feeling without sending you to the moon. You can go for a jog, watch your favorite TV show, or just head out to the party. Whatever floats your boat, okay? We love it, man. Soul was founded 5 years ago by brother and sister duo Mike and Angie Lee. Mike is a former world-ranked professional boxer, and Angie is an author and professional speaker who had the desire to create natural alternatives to medications that tackle problems like they deal with themselves, like sleeplessness, anxiety, focus, and pain. And Soul's products are grown right here in the U.S., organically farmed, gluten-free. Let's go. So here's what we need you to do. So if you want to feel the best, head to getsoul.com and use the code TINFOILHAT for 30% off your order. That's 30% off. Use the code TINFOILHAT. One more time, getsoul.com and use the code TINFOILHAT for 30% off. GETSOUL.com. And we want to thank Soul for sponsoring this show. Yeah, dude, we're live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios. Wise Wolf Gold and Silver, that's right. Jason, go to SamTripoli.gold. Use the promo code TINFOIL and you get in on the precious metals for as little as $50 a month sent right to your house. And if you would like to see me live, I'm going to be in Detroit at the end of the month and then Tacoma. I also have other dates coming up. We haven't put them up. They are being finalized right now. Daddy is on the run, constantly crushing it. Yeah, man. I mean, Tony's great. For me, dude, it is like I again talking to my friend today. I was just like, hey man, you gotta look inside. That's the only way to handle this shit is again, the word you're using, decouple from the system, guns, gold, silver, land, grow your own food, and do the best you can. I mean, we've been talking about this stuff. He brought up a really great thing. We go to the same school. Our kids go to the same school. And he was talking about how his wife, we go to a lot of the same kids parties together, and they were telling me that his wife is from a Zoroastrianism family, and Zoroastrianism is doomed to fail because the only way you could get into Zoroastrianism officially is to be born into it by two people who are already Zoroastrians. So eventually, it's just going to die out. But he was talking to me there's this old book, and he goes, the things that people are complaining about today, people have been complaining about for thousands of years, which plays into this kind of thing that I think is a lot of this is energy vampire stuff. I got Tim Pool in trouble. According to Tim Pool, I don't know if it's real or not, but I talked about energy vampires, and for some reason, TikTok dinged his channel for that, and then later they dinged him for something else as well. So he doesn't have a TikTok anymore because I'm dangerous like that. But you know, this seems to be it, dude. This constantly pressing us, constantly getting our anxiety up, and on top of that, now they seem to be just making us sick and ignorant at the same time.
Yeah, and it's a 75 to 100 year to 1,000 year complete and total warfare on the civilian population. And, you guys know what Rockefeller medicine has done to people. You guys know what Rockefeller education has done to people. That's why I'm really glad that John Klychek is going to be coming out to Third Eye Carnival, because he really does help people, unschool as far as that goes. And shout out also to Richard Grove and Autonomy University
One of the
for
best.
doing the exact same thing, man. Richard Grove is an absolute G, and he's been doing this shit since 2006, trying to wake people up and trying to get people to understand this. So I'm really, really glad that there's people that, I've been able to connect with and then become friends with that have led the way. And we're at a point now, even with all of the available information in the entire universe at your fingertips, held in your hand, we've never been in more of a filterverse. And we've been drawn into kind of this, pre-prescribed algorithm that only shows you stuff that you're supposed to emotionally react to, and only supposed to, or stuff that you only agree with. And it's so just fucking retarded, Sam. It's so retarded. We should be at a point now to where we're open to absolutely everything and we're allowed to choose. But because we have a handful of tech oligarchs, all of whom seem to be in the Trump administration, by the way, that are pre-prescribing what we see and what we're supposed to believe in, that I kind of feel like, while there is a significant number of people waking up, there's also a significant number of people that have never been more dumb. And it's such a wild time to be in.
Yeah, I mean, we've had people on the show in the past talk about how algorithms are the new Tower of Babel, just getting us so we don't all speak the same language and have different data points. I saw some conservative influencer, which I have a lot of friends in that space, and I don't hate anybody. Talking about, well, she's like, why did I just find out that Ghislaine Maxwell's father was a Mossad agent? I'm like, because your algorithm is lying to you and keeping data away from you. You are like, if you're agreeing with everybody on your timeline, you are trapped in an algorithm hole. That's what you're trapped in, an algorithm hole feeding you what you want to hear. You really want to see what's going on? Log out of the app and go to the front page and see it's a completely different. I mean, dude, it's literally like the multiverse. You're like, what is this reality? Where is this reality at? Holy shit, this is a totally different reality than what I'm used to, which is like right now, Twitter is just feeding me nothing but shit about Zionists that pisses me off. That's all it's doing. And I'm reacting to it, and I'm getting more views than I've ever gotten in my life because I'm feeding into it.
Well, it wasn't there a button that Instagram created where it like refreshes your algorithm? Anybody click on it, or anybody even try it out?
I've never even heard of it. I would love that because I'm tired of giant fat asses on Instagram. There's so many tits and ass, and I just can't fight it because it's in my monkey DNA. But I'm like, I know I'm old. I know I'm 52, and like my like sex drive isn't what it was. Thank God. But it's just like, a hot woman used to mean something back in the day. You're like, oh my God, that is a gorgeous woman. And like, there was value in that. Now on Instagram, it just seems like you can't throw a rock without hitting a triple D cupped 10. Like they're around every corner now.
So
It's the hooker rhythm.
It's
do
a
you think it
hooker
would-
rhythm.
Do you think it would have made it worse? You think you would have gone crazy with so much access now, or you think you would have got desensitized and be like, I'm over it faster?
Are you over it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like you said, looking at fine women isn't what it used to be. Like fine women used to be a thing. Like, oh, I saw fine women at the store. That's the finest women I've seen for a week. I can go on Instagram and that fine woman means nothing in 5 seconds.
Yep. I mean, it's just so bad, and they figure out ways to play in the system, which I get because comedically I do the same thing. I try to see what I can get away with on Instagram to keep it authentic. Well, they're doing the same thing, but from a sex worker point of view.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? And they're just trying to like, oh, if I use this fake baby, I can show my fat nipples.
Well, we're going to have an investigation really soon on Broken Sim live this Friday into the hot Downs filter. Apparently, there's a giant conspiracy about people putting a Downs filter, Down syndrome filter on their face. Hot chicks to game the system to get.
Imagine that. Like you're a hot chick with a fat rack.
Here, by the way.
A fat rack, a gorgeous ass.
Yeah.
And you can't get any following going, but you put a Downs filter on and suddenly
Crazy.
you have a bazillion likes.
It's crazy.
Okay, is it because guys think they can get with the Downs, or because they find Downs attractive?
Because it's just unicorn shit that we've never
different.
seen before.
It's something else. Yeah, it's something different.
I mean, when we were growing up, doesn't matter if they were female Downs or male Downs, they all had dad bods.
They did.
Yeah, we got into that on Broken Sim. Yeah,
They all had fortunes
happy people.
and freaking arm fat, and it looked like they all looked like John Kruk. Remember John Kruk?
Yes,
Of course, with the Phillies. Yeah.
Yes. They look like the starfish from SpongeBob.
Patrick.
That's what they all look like.
They all look like if
100%.
you needed help, like getting your wagon unstuck in the mud, they could come along and help you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what they were
wheel.
there for, to push you out of the mud.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Right. They were the Dodge 2500 diesel of human beings. They were.
Yeah.
That's crazy that they're using a filter, man. I didn't even know that. That's
it's
new
a
knowledge.
big conspiracy.
Because out of nowhere, they just showed up. All of a sudden, there was hot Downs everywhere. Just hot Downs. And there's this one video right now of some blonde Downs. She's just sitting there quiet. She's like, this is me like this. This is me. Boom. And out of nowhere, the fattest rack jumps out. And you're like, what is going on here?
Oh, dude, the games they play to show their tits off these women. It's like, I saw one woman like, yeah, just in line at TSA. They're being kind of rude. And it's just her nipples are like really popping out. And she's got skins, what is it, like tights on, and like the top equivalent of tights. And it's clearly just showing her tits off. But she's making it like it's about the TSA because obviously she can't just post, hey, here are my tits. So,
yeah, they got to come up with creative ways, like a choose your own adventure, but it always ends with tits and camel.
Dumb, dude.
Someone's running that account, right? The Downs account. It's not them, right? There has to be their mom or their sister running it.
There's a manager for sure.
Well, I'm not sure they're Downs, honestly.
Imagine if you were a manager to the hot Downs.
I'm starting
And
to
you had
doubt
to
it.
explain to someone they weren't hot enough to be in your stable. You're like,
we found an exit strategy. We don't have to podcast anymore.
I'm sorry about
Well,
this.
imagine you're a model, right? And they're like, listen, we're gonna have to let you go unless you start doing the Downs filter on your Instagram. Then we might be able to keep you afloat.
DI.
Crazy.
DI.
DEI, yeah. I mean, it is the equivalent, I guess.
It's crazy to me, dude. It's so just it's crazy, but it is getting dark, dude. And like I just feel like at some point, Steve, that they were like, we created this internet. Maybe it got away from them. Maybe it did, because Johnny said before where like they felt like there's gonna be 7 websites on the internet. That's what they said, and now there's like a billion websites on the internet. And did it get away with? Did like 2015 become like a turning point for them? Because I feel like the internet was just this insanely awesome thing up till Hillary Clinton decides to run for president. And then when everybody kind of calls her out on her bullshit, then all of a sudden they're like, okay, we got to lock this down. You guys are talking too much shit. And the internet just kind of changes. I know nobody likes Elon. I feel like Twitter is the closest thing we've had to early YouTube right now.
Yes.
A lot of hate on there. I get it, but there's always been hate, people. It's just aimed at you now, and you're angry about it when before you were okay with them teeing off on white people forever. But it just seems like the internet has like kind of just fucking turbocharged like us getting out of control. Like going viral has caused this kind of chaos in society because it's the only thing that gets seen. It's like we did something on doom scrolling the other day where we were talking about how, you know, that like what Mr. Beast, which is such an interesting name, Mr. Beast
Yes.
talks about the purple cow. Like you want to find the purple cow because there's all these normal cows, the black and white cows. They don't do anything interesting, but purple cow, nobody's ever seen a purple cow. So you want to find the purple cow in everything that you're doing. That's why Xavier, who
is that like a
can't do
marketing-
math, is doing poker. Everyone's like, look at this guy. He can't even add.
What do you
Somehow
mean
he's
by
playing
is that
poker.
his marketing advice? Is that what you're saying?
That's how he became famous. He goes, you have to find the purple cow.
He says
And nobody's
that. Like
yeah,
that's his strategy. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I've heard it. He's basically telling you don't go copy other people. Like
Yeah.
just because you like that guy doesn't mean you copying him is going to do your thing. Do something that's completely different. Blue cow bullshit. That's what
But we have seen where people have copied other people, like the Whatever podcast copied Fresh and Fit. Where and this is gonna get in some occult shit. But you know, and I'm not the one who came up with this. You know, KP Burke, I saw him on a podcast talking about this. But though, you know, those podcasts where basically they sit all these OnlyFans models around and the guys just rip them. You know, Andrew Wilson's on it. He's really great at it. You know, I'm a big fan of his. But it is literally a humiliation ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. You get humiliated for an hour. These guys tell you what a retard you are,
it
and in
sticks out.
return, you get thousands of dollars in OnlyFans subscribers. That's the goal. Go on there, get your pussy kicked in, and then hopefully people will watch you diddle yourself for $5 a month.
Yeah, it is a really, really weird time. And in terms of like Elon and Twitter and stuff like that, I have never been more shadow banned. I have never been more reach limited. I have never been more like buried than I have since Elon took over Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You're not shadow banned on Instagram because I can't get a like to save my life. And I've gone on shows begging for likes. And they're like, dude, you just popped up on my Instagram feed. Dana's yelling at me because we can't put this show on YouTube. We have to have a fan do it. And we have to, because he misses episodes. We're like, please put up that episode. And he just won't get back to me. He thinks I'm going to yell at him or something.
You gotta do the Last American Vagabond pirate stream thing where you just have a bunch of people that have their own YouTube channels that throw it out on everyone, and as one gets knocked down, two more pop up.
Yeah, that's what we do, dude. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. But this fan has been great. He uploads it. He just skips some episodes, and I'm just like, put it up. But maybe he's worried about losing his channel. He's like, oh, I can't put that one up. That one will get
too
me in
hot for him.
trouble.
That's
Yeah.
great.
No, I've never experienced more shadow banning or reach limiting than during the Yacarino Elon Musk regime. It has been
I'm the
really, really
exact
frustrating.
opposite.
Same here.
Yeah.
I don't get it then. I don't get it because I'm teeing off on Israel. I'm teeing off on Zionists. I'm teeing off on.
But it's okay because it's division.
Yes, I'll get
creates
that.
division.
I'll get that.
And I mean, dude, you know me. I don't like. I'll go deep in the paint against people who are live streaming as a genocide all day, every day. I will, but all I've ever used Twitter for is to promote my show, promote my friends, and occasionally shitpost. That's it. And I don't spend all day on there. I don't, but
Well, you have 9,000 podcasts. How can you?
right? Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then I also got kids, and then my girl's got kids, and I have real life shit that I have to
Kids
do, and
got kids.
chores that I have to do. Not yet, but I'm hoping, dude. I can't wait to be a grandfather. I can't, dude. My son's turning 19 tomorrow. And I'm like, hey, maybe, maybe in the next like 4 to 5 years, you could find yourself a big booty Latina and settle down with her, and it would be cool to pop out a grandbaby or two. But
Shout out Alex Stein.
I mean, I did. I have a big booty Latina. She's rad.
Nice.
I love her. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Latinas are saving
never
rock
really-
and roll, by the way. They're the only hot chicks at a rock concert. All
Yeah.
the white girls are just doing ecstasy and listen to a guy hit a cash register.
Yep.
They don't listen to fucking heavy metal.
Dude, I've always been more inclined towards the brown and black anyway. But yeah, dude, I'm home.
Latinas are special, dude. They're very special people. So that sucks, dude, because I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, I realize that even like Leonardo Joni, like I realize like she's figured it out on like Instagram. If she presses it and goes really like hard in the paint, she gets a ton of views, and it rewards that. My pronoun bit went to almost 1 million on there. It's the only thing I've ever had. Well, I have one thing on my Conspiracy Social Club Instagram that's gone over 2 million. It's me just making fun of the WNBA. But again, that's causing chaos. So it's either you're causing fighting or you're doing the dumbest shit possible. Those are the two things that social media pushes forward. Hey guys, real quick, I'm gonna tell you about our good friends at Golden Nugget Online Casino. It's just that simple. Listen, guys, you're feeling lucky? Well, why don't you guys take your first spin with confidence at Golden Nugget Online Casino. Right now, new players can play just $5 and get 250 casino spins on featured games with the promo code tinfoil hat. That's 250 chances to win after you play just $5 or more. So don't wait. The best rewards and the brightest moments are waiting at Golden Nugget Online Casino. Whether you're spinning slots, doubling down on blackjack, playing roulette, or any of our other exclusive games you can find anywhere else, you can make any moment golden at Golden Nugget Online Casino.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spends valid for featured game only and expire in 168 hours. See terms at goldennuggetcasino.com/promos.
And I just call balls and strikes, and I do it across the board. And I go after Elon for being the most disingenuous, autistic, lying ass defense contractor, being like, I can't believe there's war. Dude, you're a defense contractor. You saw that picture of the front row at the inauguration where it was, Bezos and everybody in that front row, except for Bezos's wife with her tits out, is a social media mogul and defense contractor at the same time. There's no Zuckerberg without In-Q-Tel and the CIA. There's no Jeff
DARPA.
Bezos. Yes. There's no Bezos without DARPA, because you and I both know who was the first director of DARPA, Sam?
His grandpa.
Yes, sir. That's correct. Larry Ellison, who Oracle's first client for years was an only client, was the CIA. But Trump is going to, bring him and Sam Altman, who also Altman.
No, Altman. Yeah. The shady ass dude who, like, again, a humiliation ritual. Sister says she raped him, and he's connected to a murder of a whistleblower. Mm-hmm. Next week, it's a $500 million defense contract, or $500 billion, right? Wasn't it $500 billion?
$500 billion, and that's the front row at the inauguration. To say nothing of David Sachs and Peter Thiel, whose golf glove is the vice president of the United States right now, and JD Vance. There's no JD Vance without Peter Thiel. Thiel made him. That like we're living in the PayPal mafia bait and switch.
Do you think JD Vance had to do weird butt stuff?
Why do you think he wears that guy liner, dude? Why do you think he looks like the guy from Green Day?
Interesting, dude. And it's very interesting that a gay agent plays him on Saturday Night Live too, so perfectly. You're like, interesting.
Yeah.
And dude, what do you think about this whole kind of like this? It's just how all these Indians suddenly are everywhere.
Well,
native or
no, 7-Eleven,
No,
not dot,
yeah, yeah,
not tribal, 7-Eleven.
yeah, not feather dot.
Yeah, not feather, but dot.
Yeah. It's not fry bread, but non.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just interesting to me because India is slowly becoming more of a superpower. A lot of people want to move from China to India, bring a lot of production there, manufacturing there. During Trump's first administration, he wanted to move all this, all this manufacturing from China to India. And now you see them just everywhere. Like, we have an Indian running for governor of Ohio.
Yeah. Well, and he's the guy who told everybody on Twitter, Americans are untrainable retards, and that's why we need the H-1B program. And Elon Musk confirmed that too. Yeah, basically, Americans are untrainable retards. So we need to import Indians here. And the H-1B program basically is indentured servitude for anybody who actually knows anything about it. It locks you into your job. If you quit or you get fired, you're gone. And so it's an indentured servitude program where you can abuse and humiliate the workforce, pay them substandard wages, and force them to comply with whatever demands you as the corporate overlord put forth. It's as much as like the great replacement theory is iffy. This is what that is. We're replacing the workforce with indentured servitude.
Yeah, but the great replacement theory has somewhat been proven to be true. I mean, I don't think people want to face that kind of reality and maybe who's behind it, but we've seen many videos talking about it and the flooding of countries with foreign cultures, cheap labor. Like we've said this before on the show. Everyone's like, Americans don't want to work these jobs. I'm like, really? Because I saw a 50-year-old at the drive-thru at Wendy's.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I have a kid that's about to go be a farmhand.
They want to work. People need jobs. Men need jobs. Men need to work. Men are defined by their ability to, support families. So it's like it's a big part. And that's why you see a lot of men drifting right now. They don't know where to go. And I do believe the future is a gig society. Becoming a plumber, becoming an electrician, becoming a handyman, figuring out a way to produce, kind of like we do on this show. Like this is how we make our money. We work really hard on content creating. Steve and I are in a battle for who has more podcasts. It's come down to him and I. We're the final level bosses. But this is how we work. And like, this is the only thing I can do is talk shit in mass volume,
But we've also talked about how if you're in your 50s, you also shouldn't be working at In-N-Out. By then, you should have already at least been a manager. There's another thing where it's like it goes back.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, but unfortunately, let me finish my thought real quick because it will fit into what you're talking about. Like, the future is going to be: can you create your own brand and business and do that? Like, I had a friend of mine who like works in Hollywood. And he's talking about how it's really slow, and he does set design, do all that. I go, hey, dude, I don't want to overstep myself, but have you ever thought about becoming an independent contractor handyman? Because there's money in that.
Yeah.
We have a friend, Steve, Scott Armstrong, who moved to Nashville and did exactly that. And he's thriving. He loves it.
Yeah.
So
I did that for 25 years. I was an under the table handyman, carpenter, remodel, builder, all that kind of stuff, right up until the moment that I started doing the shows full time.
Right. So like that's where it's going. And unfortunately, like we've heard many times when it comes to the truth, that 80% of the population is incapable of challenging authority. There's going to be a large portion of the population that is just not built to do what they got to do, which is create your own business. A lot of people are just meant to work within the corporate structure. Again, not that we're not like when we get into the NPC thing, I think that's the demoralization and dehumanization of people. But it's like their inability to question authority. They're meant to work. There's a reason why big cities are big cities, because that's where a lot of these people that want to work within a corporate structure go. And unfortunately, like everyone thinks the manufacturing jobs are going to be the ones that go because of AI. It's going to be those office jobs.
Yeah. Emails.
Yeah.
You don't need no one to write an email. You just ask ChatGPT to kind of write it for you, and there you go.
Johnny knows that, like, I tried to forever talk to SeatGeek about getting my money back from the World Series game that never happened. And it wasn't until Johnny said DM them on Twitter that I was able to make it happen. I can't talk. There's no number to call to talk to somebody, which I think should be illegal. If you have a giant corporation, you should have a number that people can call to talk about their problems, so you're not like yelling over and over into an AI.
With X, dude, I have no way of contacting X about this. They have a blank appeal page that gives you no response. You don't even know if they received it. Some people say they hear back immediately. Some people say it takes years, like a year or more to hear back. I have no way. I've contacted support. The regular Twitter support, X support, says now that it can only be accessed if you have the premium version of Twitter. So that you get no support at all. You can't even DM them unless you have the premium you're paying, which they just increased the price again this coming month. And once you reach them, it takes a week, and then it's clearly like a form letter that you're getting back. It's probably AI, I'm guessing, and it's like 3 things they can help you with. Like if you've been hacked, it's one of them. But yeah, there's no one to reach. You can't get a human to save your life.
So I have
go ahead.
I have a friend that's gonna become a truck driver. He's taking his license. What do you tell someone like that? They're doing good, they're going to school, but how do you tell him like, yo, this isn't gonna last long? I wanted to tell him he's 6 months in, but then you're like, what do you tell him? Because you're like, dude, this is gone in like 4 or 5 years. Like you need to not do that.
Money. That's good money. I mean, if you're willing to drive, you can make some decent cash doing it. But yeah, I think it won't. I don't know if it's gonna be 5 years before truck driving is really gone, but in the next decade, yeah.
The thing that I tell my son all the time is if you want to go head first into something, rock that shit till the wheels fall off, but be prepared to do something else.
Yeah.
And develop.
I agree too. I mean, like, do it.
Skill sets while you're doing it.
And I mean, like, a lot of people are always like doom and gloom, and this is going to destroy this is going to destroy that, but I also believe that, like, to a certain point, like, human beings are only going to go so far. Like, they want us to get on these glasses. They want, like, people are just like, no, I'm not down with that at all. And by the way, if you're an idiot that wears smart glasses, just know the only thing that's going to do for you is increase your workload.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you're going to have to work even more because it's constantly going to be in your glasses. I'm just telling you, dude. Like,
what do you mean? I don't know what you mean. You mean the people you work with can get you now? Like,
yeah, a lot quicker. Okay. Everything's gonna be email, bang, bang, bang. Dude, this phone, we work 3 times more than our fathers and our grandfathers. We work way more for less money.
Some of you do, anyway. Yeah.
I work 18.
Okay, so your dad was a farmer. I got you, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all my people were farmers, and they worked like literally all the time. So yeah, but I get what you're saying. Most people in cities, especially, yeah.
I worked. I left a 9 to 5, Johnny, for a 24/7. Okay.
Yep.
9:30 to midnight on Mondays. I go 9:30 in the morning.
All the fucking time of being black pilled, which is the new conspiracy theorist slur. Because all of the people that are calling me black pilled got called conspiracy theorists during COVID for looking out their window and talking about what they saw. And so they can't call anybody a conspiracy theorist anymore because they got called that. So now they have to call me and, Whitney and a bunch of other people conspiracy or black pilled. And no, dude, I've never been more hopeful. I don't think there's rarely been a better time to go hang your shingle and do your own thing and do it your way than right now. I think we live in an era of unlimited opportunity and unlimited potential. I can't.
Dude, the Downs are crushing it.
Yeah. If the Downs are crushing it, why aren't you?
Yeah. If the Downs are crushing it, why aren't you, dude?
You found another T-shirt. You found another T-shirt, Sam.
Oh, I can't get anybody. Do you know how many people ask me, hey, man, I want to try to draw that thing? I send it to them. It's like cursed. It's cursed.
Have they still really not done it? Because I'm telling you,
I've had 2 people hit me up. It'll be like 3 days. That was 2 weeks ago.
Send it to me. Send me the thing, Sam.
No, Johnny, I've already said it to you.
I don't have it. No, I'm telling you, I'll try it with the AI.
I know everyone's like, I could do it. I can help out. I could do it. Let me try.
XG has it. XG, send that to me, please.
I got as close as possible. Let me see if I can pull it up.
No, don't pull it up because it's a secret shirt.
All right.
Secret shirt, dude.
But no, that's real shit, man. Like, there's all kinds of people that are just absolutely crushing it right now. There's no reason why you shouldn't be. And I think people are so tied into this, corporate desk job matrix structure bullshit, and they're so scared. This is another reason why we do the Third Eye Carnival thing. People need permission to step outside of what they're used to, and they're not going to do it without permission. And so we're giving them permission, and we're also giving them, probably the time of their fucking life. Because it's live music, live podcast, live comedy, great food, great people.
Sam, do you remember when we did the Off the Grid festival, which was kind of the same? Everybody was connecting. Everybody knew that they were off the grid. Crypto was being changed. A lot of people made friends, and I was like, okay, I see this. I see the connection. I see the reason why.
Yeah. I mean, it's and then you remember when we were at that, and it was with the people. What was their website called? Man, fuck, I can't. Flow or something like that. Yeah. Flow. Do you remember Flow? FLOTE. They're great. Yeah. They tried. It's a hard gig. But you remember there was somebody was there was like, hey, truther. I'm a truther too. I'm just trying to see if I can get some illegal weapons. Do you know where I can get some illegal firearms?
No, it was more than that. He was like, anybody heard of 3D guns? And we're like, okay.
Oh yeah, 3D printing. I remember you guys saying that. Yeah. That's so funny. It's like,
Hey, fellow truthers.
God, so
anyone got know where I get some 3D guns around here?
Asking for people's last name.
What's your name?
It's like they're so bad. It's like those cops that we saw trying to bust that guy in that that head shop. Remember? Yeah. They came in and did the worst acting. They were like, "Hey, man." It was like 2 cops doing it. It's like, "Hey, man, I know you from somewhere, right?" "Oh yeah, bro. We're like friends or something, huh?" "Hey, do you have any of those like the good stuff? What did he tell me?" It's like they're asking for, like real weed, I think, or something like that. Something that's illegal that the guy's not supposed to sell. And then the other guy goes, "Yeah, I'd like some of that too, actually. They said down the street they didn't have any." I mean, the worst acting, dude. It took that guy 3 seconds to I don't know. We're lucky that the narcs are such bad actors.
Yeah, dude, they're such idiots.
They've always been bad actors.
Literally and literally both ways, actually, in both senses of the word. They're bad actors.
Johnny, tell them about when you went to when you had a narc on your football team.
Yeah, there was this guy showed up from California. That's what the line they told us was like, yeah, he's transferred in from California. He was playing tight end. He was the least athletic. He came in with this big reputation. Like I don't know why they built him up like this. He was going to be a great player.
Stupid.
And he was like pudgy. Like I have a big school, really good football team. They won a state championship a couple of years ago. And I mean, clearly couldn't play football, but he was there in the off season, so he just had to do like the conditioning stuff. And he just starts walking up to everybody in the school like, "Hey guys, you know where we could maybe get some marijuana?" And I mean, everybody, the whole school, it took a day for the entire, he had to leave because of it. The entire school knew he was like narc immediately. It was obvious. I
It's
still
so
the guy,
stupid.
just this big, doughy, curly-haired guy. He was like sick. They said he was a football player just because he was tall. I guarantee you, and they wanted to get in with the football players and bust them because
Yeah.
that's.
Did you hear that about David Hogg? There's all these videos of students going, "Look at this fucking narc right here. Why are
Really?
you here, dude? Why are you in our school, you fucking narc?
No kidding.
Oh, what are you, a fucking Fed?" These kids are calling him out. He's like, "Hey, whatever, bro. Whatever. I'm just here fucking because I love the school, And it's just
Yeah.
like,
I'm just
I
here
mean,
because I love democratic politics.
yeah, dude. And it's just like to the point where, you kind of get into like the nonlinear warfare of David Hogg. Like, you got one side going, "Oh my God, he survived." And then all these videos come out of him like fucking like setting up the time and date of the video, which like an idiot because he'd gone to CNN summer school the summer before and he's like slating it. Today's 10:05 at 11 a.m., which is way before the shooting. But like, why does that get out? Why does he talk about in an interview where he was at home and when he's heard about the shooting, he got on his bike and drove over? Like, why is he saying that on film? Why does ABC allow a teacher saying, "I saw a cop in army fatigue shooting people with a gun I've never seen before," which
Yeah.
is inferring an Israeli a firearm?
Mhm.
What do you think? I mean, I do think sometimes when you're dealing with live events, they make mistakes, but those to me are just too high profile to be mistakes, don't you think?
But like I tried to talk to this about a high profile person. I'm not gonna say their name, and this person could not understand what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
like when you have a TV show, guys, when you see a TV show, there's an editor, there is a producer, there is an executive producer, there is a network person who all watches that before it comes out.
Except for the live. If they were doing it live, like
No, I'm
it
not
was
talking
live.
about that. What I'm talking about, all these were interviews, Johnny. Like when the
Well,
the
yeah, but they could have
teacher.
been. I think the Hog thing was a live interview, if I'm not mistaken. One of those was
No, Johnny. It was all these. They sat all the kids around, and then the teacher one was an
Oh no, I'm talking about
ABC
Hog. I'm talking
interview.
about David Hog. Okay.
The teacher was an ABC interview, and she says that. I go, how does that make it to the fucking airwave? That she says basically cops are shooting people. How does that make it? Oh, because that creates nonlinear warfare. Now the people on this show can run out and be like, "Dude, they said the cops are fucking doing it. It's
Yeah.
a false flag." And then we don't meet in the middle. It causes division again.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, did they let that? Remember that footage of that anchor talking about the royal family? How she could never get the story on the royal family to air. I mean, what do you think about that? Does that really get out there? Does somebody really
Well,
let her
that
record
wasn't presented though, Johnny. You
No,
could
but what
have.
I'm saying is, if we don't believe that, then do we even believe that they would let something that was actually filmed by a camera there and recorded with their microphone escape like that? What do you think? Somebody really snuck that out of there?
If it comes out, and there is stuff that like gets recorded or hot mic'd or stuff like that gets leaked out. But if it's presented with intention, and the intention is to get you to feel a certain way about it. And this is where I've always fallen on like flat earth or germ versus terrain or any of this stuff. I don't need these things to understand that the state is an inherently violent criminal mafia
Yeah.
that hates me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to necessarily, it's entertaining to me, and sometimes it's very informative to me, but I don't need to fall on one side or another of these issues
100%.
to understand that my government hates me, that world government is a bad idea, that every government is an inherently criminal organization. I don't need any of that stuff to like prove it to me. What I need to do is live a different way and do things my own way, and Sam was talking about it earlier. You take care of yourself first, you take care of your family. You can't be a good parent, you can't be a good community member if you're not like a happy, healthy, healed individual. So do that first, take care of you first, and then take care of your family, and then be the best community member you can be, and try to get people to have handshake relationships with the people who grow and produce the food around you that are doing it without, bovine growth hormone or GMO this or vaccine that, and build those people up. Again, if we don't create the culture that we want to live in, we're doomed to live in the culture that's been forced on us, that we never consented to, that we would never agree to, that we would never vote for, or anything like that.
I agree, dude. I think that's very important that you have to find people that you vibe with and start growing a community in that. And even within the truther community, there's just so much infighting going on that's just so dumb. And I don't get into any of it. I don't care for any of it. I don't want to be involved in it. I'd rather go big game hunting on the people above me than just getting in fights with content creators. It's just dumb. And it's when I watch like the US hockey team and the Canadian hockey team start throwing down with each other, I know it looks cool. Everyone's like, yeah, it's fucking cool, bro. That's like, those are the peasants fighting with each other because the elites have started some pro wrestling bullshit. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, it's also fun to fight on ice. It really is. It's difficult.
I mean, they've always fought, though. I don't know if that's anything new. They've always had fights.
Yeah, but they're fighting over that.
Listen,
I'm not taking anything too serious. I'm like, wow, I'm not doing that. But that is a reality that a bunch of fucking people, you have a Trump and now the guy who used to run the Bank of England, dude. The guy who ran the Bank of England is in charge of Canada, man. If there's ever an understanding of like what reach the British Empire has, the Bank of England is now in charge of Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Queen or the King is still on their money.
Yeah, dude. There's the illusion. And it's the same thing with the Revolutionary War. I think 100% that was all theater of bullshit. And reality was they wanted to get the territories away from the crown and handed to the Bank of England. That's my opinion, dude. That they all work together.
And it wouldn't have been possible without the Bank of France. By the way, like France gave Benjamin Franklin like the equivalent of $40 million in order to fund the Revolutionary War.
Oh my God, dude. So, yeah, what else is going on, Steve? Anything else you want to cover?
Did you see that stunt that Bobby Kennedy and Sean Hannity pulled at the Steak and Shake?
So, I mean,
no,
I did. What do you listen, I'm going to say something. I've said this before on the show, and I'll say it to you, Steve, right now. Robert Kennedy Jr. is the first time that a guy running for president, I knew friends of mine personally knew him on a personal level. It's the first time ever. And universally, there's not one person I've ever talked to that doesn't say the nicest things about him. They all say he's like, and friends of ours who are in the truth and into the counterculture, whatever you want to call our movement, they all say the nicest things about him. But man, his stance on Israel, they have to have you on film doing some unholy shit.
I mean, he came out and said that if all of the skeletons in my closet could vote for me, I'd be president.
Whoa.
He said that.
God bless you, brother, for your honesty. God bless you.
Yeah, I mean, he lived a full life, it sounds like, to put it that way. Yeah.
I mean...
Like here's the thing with the Steak and Shake thing, though, because
why don't you tell them what happened for those who don't know?
Yeah, I didn't say what happened.
Xavier Guerrero.
No idea.
Is it something quick that I could pull? Is it interesting?
Yeah. If you go to on Twitter, if you go to Hotspot. We're talking about
it's an
the
account. Hotspot.
Yeah. It's a news aggregate account ran by my good friend Nico House. Him and Sean Hannity did this thing where they went into a Steak and Shake. And if you guys aren't familiar with Steak and Shake, I grew up in the Midwest. We had one in my town. It's fun. They serve actual steak burgers. It's great. They do.
Is it better than In-N-Out?
Oh yes, I saw. Okay, so the
It's way
story
better
was
than
that they're
In-N-Out.
using beef tallow now for the fries.
And I just had In-N-Out like before we went on the air. You know, so I'm not hating on In-N-Out.
I love In-N-Out, dude.
Is this
Yeah.
the clip?
Yeah, let's
sir.
watch this.
Yeah.
By the way, here you go.
Let's watch the CIA
This is-
guy talk to Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, he totally is.
Take the red mask and I'll take those trades back for you.
Oh, okay. Is that?
This is you, Sean.
Oh, this is me. Okay, thank you.
And Secretary, this is for you. All right, gentlemen. Enjoy.
Thank you.
They got the Jackie Robinson black guy talking.
This is for you.
Look at Hannity. He's like, I'm not afraid to touch blacks. Look
I
at-
have touched a black person.
Ice, but I'm not going to drink it all because he's going to yell at me.
I was about to say over or under 1 times he says the phrase "my man" to that guy before he walks away.
Thank you, my man.
And Steak and Shake just switched out. And people are raving about these French fries. You taste them.
They're
I taste
amazing.
them.
They really
I
are.
was thinking the other day, really, RFK, it's kind of brilliant because no AI can fake that voice. He's the one guy that no AI can do that RFK voice.
Yeah, you're totally
I'm
right.
not-
Yeah. When I was a kid, I travel in Europe. Europe is great. Always had great food. The French fries were always a disappointment because we had the best French fries here. They had pommes frites over there, and they just didn't taste right. Today, the best French fries in the world are in Europe. I order them every time I go to Belgium or France or any place else. And the French fries here just don't taste right. And you taste these, it's a completely different experience. And the customers are raving about it. Other companies, Steak and Shake has been great. We're very grateful for them for RFKing the French fries. They turned me into a verb. But also Popeyes.
By the way, a plastic straw. Thank you. Thank God. I can't stand those paper straws. I hate them.
They do suck.
Wow.
They do suck, but he's garbage.
Is there more to that we want to pull, or is that the main bit?
Jackie Robinson Black.
That's the main bit. That's the main bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So
For sure.
bizarre, so strange.
So here's the thing with the fries, though, is that there was a couple of different like TikTok dudes who were health centric who went to Steak and Shake, and they're like, "Hey, tell me about the beef tallow." And they're like, "Oh, well, it's actually 100% actual beef tallow." And he goes, "Okay, tell me about the fries. Do you guys cut them here? Are they fresh potatoes? Is it a 1-ingredient potato?" And they go, no, The potatoes come frozen. They're already cooked in seed oils. They already have like a ton of ingredients mixed in with them.
Oh.
So what they're doing is they're taking a pre-made product that's already saturated in crap and then soaking it in beef tallow and presenting it as an all-natural product.
I agree,
That's the
buddy.
bait and switch.
I agree, dude.
And they
agree.
already went back on it, saying how it was a miscommunication, but they were trying to act they were free, all tallow free, and now that they got caught, they're like, oh, it was a miscommunication. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
The usual.
I mean, here's what I'm just gonna say. I'm going to say this: if we're gonna go down this road with RFK Jr., I do think it's gonna take time. I don't think you're gonna be able to do it right overnight. I think what Steve is saying is important, that you call these people on their hypocrisy, and I do think it's going to take time. That's the only thing I'll say right there. Steve, I want to get into something before we let you go. Okay. So we have this thing with Trump, the Palestinian free speech. A guy is in town in the country on a green card. He gets basically snatched up, and nobody knows where he is. Who knows if he's at a black site? Nobody knows that. And the right is celebrating this. And I'm just gonna tell you guys, and I get into it with you guys, and not the people listening to the show, maybe some of you, and that's okay because we're not always going to agree on everything. It's all right not to agree on everything. But when they do something, when they break a constitutional right and anything like that against someone you don't like, and you're okay with that, just know that will be used against you eventually. And to the left, once again, we see the left just eating their own words as they were hating on the January 6th people, which was a giant intelligence agency psyop, arresting people, labeling them domestic terrorists, which means their constitutional rights were given away, were thrown away, excuse me. Now they've come around. Now they're doing it to the other side. And I don't agree with locking up January 6th people. I don't agree with locking this guy up. And yeah, maybe we can have a discussion is if you're blessed enough to get a green card to America, should you be criticized America? It's the same thing I said with Jordan Peterson's smoke show daughter, who just became an American citizen and is already shitting on the fucking country, which I'm like, maybe we need you get 5 years where you got to shut the fuck up because you came from a shithole where you ran from there and now you're here. Shut the fuck up. We can have a discussion on that. But now they're grabbing this guy who's protesting what Israel's doing to Palestine, which I totally agree with him on. And now they grabbed him. And now both sides look stupid because the left was happy when they did to the January 6ers. And the right's now okay with them doing it to this guy. What are your thoughts?
Well, team sports politics is retarded.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I totally agree.
And Mahmoud Khalil does not deserve to be incarcerated or black-sided or deported or any of that. If you have, it doesn't, it really, honestly, in terms of the Constitution and in terms of the law, it doesn't matter if you have a green card or a student visa, although his case is being wildly misrepresented as in the right-wing media. They're all talking about how he's here on a visa. He has a green card. He's a permanent resident. That's his status. It should be recognized as elevated above student visa, but they're deliberately misrepresenting it to make him look like some kind of, radical student protester. Here's the thing. The First Amendment applies to everyone who's protected under the Constitution. That includes people who are here with a green card. That includes people who are here on a student visa. You have the right to criticize your government. And here's the crazy thing, fellas. He's not even criticizing his government. He's criticizing a foreign government.
You're totally right, dude. It's so crazy to me the way that people, and I hate when people the mega people, but that is who's been teeing off on me. That are like, hey, dude, you can't come here and protest. You're like, well, they're protesting Israel. What are you talking about? And then they start getting into, oh, dude, he said illegal protest. I go, bro, you must be new to the game because they'll make it illegal. They'll send in some agent provocateurs to cause chaos, and now it becomes an illegal thing.
Yeah.
The very first protest I ever went to in my entire life wasn't even a protest. It was more of a rally, and it was for Mumia Abu Jamal. I was very young. My friend's mom took me and him there, and the next one I went to as a participant was the WTO in Seattle in 1999. It's the second time I ever got my head split open by a cop, and it was all agent provocateurs that made that whole chaos happen. I was a part of Occupy Oakland. I got shot with LRADs. I got shot at.
Really?
Shot at. It was fucking chaos, man. It was fucking crazy, dude. I was working in the medical tent, and we got rushed up on by full-on LRADs, and it was insane. It was like getting the shit beat out of you by cops and shot at and hit with long-range acoustic devices. So it was ugly, very fucking ugly. I've been through this shit. I understand at this point that conventional protest is probably not the way that we should try to go about this stuff. Yeah. But it took me a long time because I'm hard-headed. But it's to the point now where all of these protests are nominally, regardless of how many well-intentioned individuals take part in them, they're nominally a performative thing designed to further create division and to give the state a reason to go crack some fucking skulls.
And they want to, dude, they want to bring in, they want to establish the Department of Domestic Terrorism. It is a giant initiative. They've been trying to do it forever. They wanted the Michigan governor thing to start that, to kind of get the ball rolling. Then January 6th to be like the linchpin to it all. And it didn't work. And now they're like, okay, we're not going to do it right. Let's get with the left. Let's get this Palestinian bullshit going on where you can't criticize fucking Israel. It's actually
didn't they arrest like dozens of FBI informants on January 6th?
Yeah.
That they admit. Those are the ones they admit. It was like 30 or 25 or something like that.
Okay, so they admit to 26, but 26. There was also another report out that says they don't know how many people on the federal payroll were at J6.
Crazy.
And I was there. I was in DC for another thing, and then I found out that they were going to do the Stop the Steal thing, and I was like, oh, fuck it, I guess I'm changing my flight. It's going to be a shit show. And it was.
I'm glad I didn't go, dog. And as soon as I would see them start doing that, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, dude. This is going to be chaos.
Yeah. And it was. I had a great little moment with Dylan Avery and Jason Burmis in front of the ellipse, and it was, a fun little conversation. But like the whole thing itself, it really felt like witnessing a psyop in real time. It really did. I was sitting there with my buddy from the Assange thing that we were doing, and we were like, what the? Like, this is really happening. They're really going to try to turn this into a moment where they just bring the hammer down. And we knew that it was going to be a Democratic administration for the next 4 years. And we knew that there was going to be retribution that was levied out on people who legitimately thought that they were, coming together to exercise their constitutional right to protest something that they felt was unjust. And it's all the Constitution at this point is all marketing. It's all marketing. And it's marketing that's being weaponized against the citizenry in order to throw them in jail unjustly, in order to steal from them indefinitely, and in order to transfer what they've stolen, to their corporate overlords and foreign governments. That probably sounds black belt.
But it's just this constant press to bring us into this fucking dystopia of just chaos and just like 1984, and it's just gonna get where if you live in the big city, you're gonna be living in a hellscape future where these apex predators do whatever they want, and you have to live in just a sewage of crime and filth. Yeah. And then you got to get out of the city and live simple. And those are your choices. What are you going to do? Big city fucking chaos. If you're young, seems like fun. There's always something going on. Or you live in the country where it's peaceful and quiet. I don't know, dude. It seems weird.
There's a John Prine song called Spanish Pipe Dream.
Yes. Love John Prine.
Yeah, one of my favorites, man.
Miss him.
And the chorus is turn off your TV, throw away your paper, move to the country, build you a home, plant a little garden, grow a lot of peaches, try to find Jesus on your own.
Beautiful song.
Yeah.
Chaos, dude. Chaos, dude.
It's the key to life in that song. It really is.
I agree.
Did anybody watch the Gavin Newsom podcast with Charlie Clerk?
I did.
No, he wants Johnny wants me to do because he fucking hates me.
It's not.
I've been sending it to him. It couldn't be more obvious that Gavin Newsom is preparing to run because he's doing this long form thing now. He just had someone else on too. Who was it today? I saw it going viral. Oh hell, I can't remember who it was. He had someone else on today, but he's doing this long form thing now. He did like 90 minutes with Charlie Kirk unedited. Charlie Kirk insisted that they do it unedited, and he said they honored that. And yeah,
do you think he got pressed, Johnny? Do you think he pressed him enough for Charlie Kirk? I think he pressed him good enough.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and it's funny. You could tell Newsom does this funny thing when he gets kind of rattled. He kind of just gets dismissive. He's like, yeah, we know. You know
He
what I
does
mean?
this kind of.
Yeah,
He does this kind of smirk.
dude, but it's clear he's moving to the center. Like,
Well, he
for the
has to.
trans
There's
thing.
no way.
Yeah,
But
he's
dude. How do you allow for fucking your fire department not to deal with fires? How do you pull money out of that? How do you allow you literally are instrumental in the destruction of one of the most world-class cities anywhere, which is San Francisco. You destroyed San Francisco. You've destroyed Los Angeles. A podcast isn't going to change that. It's never going to change that. And I've said this before. The only way that motherfucker has a shot, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not into politics, fuck all them, but if we're going to play the theater of politics, right now what Trump is doing is fucking JD Vance right now. JD Vance is getting fucked in his ass, and it's not by sweaty Peter Thiel either. He's getting fucked his ass by Trump by doing all this all the momentum Trump had is gone. It's already gone. He's walking back everything. Oh, now he wants fucking Zelensky to come back so he could suck him off. You're fucking JD Vance, which is fine because I never vote for any of these parties. But the only way Gavin Newsom has any shot is if he completely flips California in 4 years into this amazing state. And he's never going to do it. Because the only reason he's where he is because he's a fucking American psycho who will kill everything for political gains. And people looked around. It's like, dude, you've destroyed it. You've destroyed California.
You don't think he could do it in the way, though, that you do it when Xi Jinping is coming to town? You know what I mean? Like, he even Charlie Kirk brings that up during the interview. He's like, if you can fix it for him, why can't you fix it for? And he's like, oh, dude, that was so politicized. That was so. And then he brings up French Laundry to his face.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, that was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. They're never going to let me get away. You know, I mean, it was. He pushed him on some things.
I would love to see Gavin Newsom on Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan
he's
will
going to do
murk
it. I
that.
guarantee you he's going to do it.
Joe Rogan will murk that motherfucker.
No, the best one was Gavin Newsom was saying how his son wanted to meet Charlie Kirk, and he was like, I want to miss a day of school. Let me meet him, Dad. And Gavin Newsom's like, you can't miss a day of school. And then Charlie's like, you let him miss 200 days of school. What's one more? And he was like, God damn it. He got him. It was fucking amazing.
Got him a few times. Yeah. It was.
No, I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. Yeah. All right, Steve, one more time. Pusher Festival. I'm excited to be there. Thank you so much for including me. One more time. Tell them where they can go grab it and promote anything else you want to promote.
So get tickets at thirdeyecarnival.com. We're doing 3 days camping on site, 18-acre property, absolutely beautiful, Portland, Tennessee. Whole bunch of people that are turning up to play music, tell jokes, including Sam, Leonardo Joni, Brad Binkley. It really is all of your favorite podcasters hanging out in one spot. And yeah, come camp out, hang out, do that kind of stuff. We intentionally keep the price low because I have a blue collar audience, and we could easily be charging double what we are, and we're not, because I want as many people to get there as humanly possible. Go to AM Wake Up Show to catch up with all of everything else. AMWakeUpShow.com. Sorry. I'm live all the freaking time, and it's just been an absolute blessing to be able to do this full time. And Sam, I give you a lot of the credit for that. I really do. You believed in me when I had like less than 800 subscribers and put me on this show like 6-7 years ago or something like that. And it's been a hell of a ride ever since.
Buddy, I appreciate you. I am great.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I appreciate you, buddy. Anytime. You've done great work, and you get better and better every time I see you. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate you just riding the wave with your edible and sticking with us. I mean, that's just That's a great sign of a great man right there. And yeah, man, let's break down this episode. All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. What'd you guys think of the episode?
All I want to do is to go to the Third Eye Carnival. What's up, Sam? You gonna invite me over?
You are not. You're too afraid of ice. You won't even get on a plane. You won't even get on a plane, dude.
Are you excited though?
I am, dude. I mean, I always enjoy those. I always have fun. It's like easy crowd. I'm dying to see. Like, it's very weird. I'm dying to see because like Leonard and Joni and I are like, we have a lot in similar. We like to talk a lot of shit.
You guys are perfect. Like when you see Leonardo and you're like, okay, you can't go harder than that, and then you go up after her, it's like the perfect combo. Are you camping? Are you gonna camp or are you gonna RV it?
I don't know if I'm gonna camp. I don't know if I'm gonna camp, but maybe I'll. I mean, last time I sat in an RV. I mean, I'm not afraid. I need to camp. I want to take my kids to like a log cabin. I want them to get in nature.
Do glamping, where you get a little RV,
just
rent an
fucking
RV.
move to where there are trees. How about that?
Hey, Johnny, how about you don't use that language on the show right now, okay?
I mean, I just think about that all the time. I'm like, why are we all of us in this city where there are no trees? You know what I mean? Like, why are
I'm
we
ready to move. I'm ready to move. I am so ready to move.
Inhaling brake
Please
dust all
let
day
me
from the
move.
freeway.
Please let me move. Please let me move.
You're about
Who
to
are
go
you-
to
are you
Tennessee.
praying to
Let us
yourself?
know. What happened?
No, I mean, who are you praying to there when you say, please let me move? Who is that?
America.
America.
Yeah.
Damn it.
America.
America, let Sam move. My God.
For the love of God, let Sam move. Please let Sam move. Please let me move.
You're about to go to Tennessee. You can let us know if it's worth moving out there.
Yep, for sure.
There was this other funny thing that Newsom did. He kept taking the Lord's name in vain in front of Charlie Kirk. He kept saying JC and goddamn. And it became a really funny thing. It was clear that Gavin Newsom was kind of doing it on purpose to annoy Charlie Kirk.
Oh, that's so funny, dude.
Yeah, and then he said, Gavin Newsom, they're talking about books being banned, and he goes, well, what about the Bible? The Bible is pornographic. Newsom did, which is just stupid. I mean, it was one of the dumbest.
There's some, listen, I don't want, there's stuff early on in the Old Testament that is like wild. It's wild stuff. And I'm like, maybe I'm not doing that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The wild shit.
My thing is, Sam, you do 8 podcasts, right? Which is a lot, but you're not a mayor. How does Gavin Newsom have time to do a fucking podcast? Aren't you got things to do when you're the mayor? Like it takes time. You know how we got to set up.
He's got a whole staff, though. He's got a whole staff that does all the work.
A whole staff. I mean, how does Kevin Hart do it? How does Joe Rogan do it? Like, there's just people whose job it is to. So he walks right in, knocks it out, walks out.
But okay, I understand. I completely understand he doesn't. But is that going to make him good at it? Don't you have to kind of want to interview people?
I thought he was good. I mean, you can't deny the guy's got natural talent as a politician. He looks good on TV and sounds okay.
Well, that's why he's where he is.
He's smart. I mean, he's a smart guy, even though he's not.
But he's just like Justin Trudeau. They're just like scumbags that will slit anybody's throat to get $1, to get ahead. It's like really
I don't
gross.
think he believes anything. Gavin Newsom, yeah. Although I felt the same way about Trump, honestly, that he doesn't. Because I mean, we know he's politically done a 180, or maybe not quite a 180, but damn near it from where he was. 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, anybody running for office, I have doubts about their sincerity.
I don't trust any politician. It's like what I said about the Democrats. Why would you ever trust a political liberal? It goes against everything liberalism is. Liberalism is like street level shit, helping people in your community. All that old school. It's and then especially female politicians goes against everything female. Females help on a smaller level. They work things like teaching, nursing, therapy. They don't go into like try to get power. Only psychopaths do that.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculously stupid. I'll fight everybody. Guys, go to SamTripoli.com. If you want to see me live, I got to get the Third Eye Festival on my website. I'm going to start uploading some new episodes. Detroit, Michigan at the end of the month. Tacoma, Washington. Grab your tickets now. Go to samtripoli.com. Everything Sam Tripoli's there. All my premium. I'm going to take down the quiet. It's time to move quiet down to the rest of my wonderful specials. I got a crowd work special about to come out. Just figuring out what the name of it is. I got to do that. All my dude, listen to me. You can go all over the place, try to find all these different places where I upload the stuff. Just go to samtripoli.com. It's all there. Premium content.
Ooh, this looks interesting right here. The whatever this is with the Ian Carroll one.
Well, yeah, it's with Austin Picard and Brad Binkley. We all put it out on our own personal thing. I'm gonna start doing that with people. Like, hey, dude, you know,
is that premium content? That one?
Yeah, this is all premium content, and they put out in their premium content. And together, we all just we do a swap cast together, basically. Yeah, samtripoli.com, putting out multiple episodes a week. Go there. Then we got Cash. Then we got Cash Daddies. How we doing? Look at that.
Oh, dude, so close to 1,200.
So close. Johnny, how's he doing?
He's doing great. It's the stock market because the tariffs took a beating on Monday. But yeah, it's a great time to make some money when things are down. Because if the stock market continues going one direction or stays flat, we don't make money. We need volatility. So yeah, Howie has been what would you say? Dodging and moving.
Yeah, stick a move.
Yeah, that's right. He's the Floyd Mayweather. He's got his Philly shell that he works.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he just gets it. He just gets it, dude. He just gets it, dude.
Kind of the only thing he gets, but he does get it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's the only thing he gets. What else do we got? Chaos Twins, second episode, working on that. Come back anytime.
I need it. When is it?
Yeah, I'm excited. And then t-shirts, go samtripoli.com on t-shirts. New t-shirts out. Old t-shirts are super cheap right now if you need an old one. And then the Fuck Zuck is out, everybody. Fuck Zuck. It is out. It's a great shirt. Everybody loves it. Working on these new premium content shirts. Working on that, trying to get that going. And then all of our good friends, Buy Gold and Silver, Bang, Rife Technologies, Aquacure Hydrogen Brown Gas, Mineral King, Comfrey Body, working on my own supplements, Harley Ray, the best website in the business, candles, crystals, sage, EMF Rocks, Joel Staley working out, Brain Supreme, and then Prometheus if you're looking for a decentralized website, and then nuke.social. I'm going to talk to them about getting your guys' social on that. So once you tweet there, it goes right to Nuke Social.
Well, I've been on the Telegram, on Tinfoil Hat Telegram, and you guys should go on there. They make you feel like a celebrity.
Oh my God! How much pussy have you pulled from the?
More deportation jokes, but it's fun up there. It's fun.
Okay.
Go to Telegram. Tinfoil Hat Telegram's fun up there, and the swarm's there. So go over there.
Johnny, anything else?
Yeah, we're gonna. Well, no, we just had a live Broken Sim. That was a good one.
Yeah, we crushed it. Dude, I was so good, dude.
Well, I loved especially that
I
one
was
thing you
so
said.
good on that.
Yeah, what you said about current events really killed me.
Dude, that's all I do is bring the heat. That's all I do is bring the heat, dude.
Amazing. Your topical humor is just second.
I'm fire, bro. How about you?
Yes.
Hit that like button, subscribe, and go check out my snowboarding vlog. I got great knees according to Sam.
Oh, I thought this guy had bad knees. I thought he had bad knees, but now he's got great knees. Okay. Okay.
Go check it out on YouTube at Extreme Marks the Spot, please, and thank you.
I wonder if those supplements brought his knees back.
I wonder if those shrooms, those microdosings, brought everybody back. Okay. All right, guys, enjoy these highlights.
Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim.
The possibility that all people making less than $150,000 per year may not have to pay taxes.
Now, what does that mean, Johnny? Right? What does that actually mean? Let's say, Johnny, you made like
I think that would be most people.
$500,000, right? Let's just say you made $500,000.
Would love to make $500,000.
Okay,
yeah.
You made $500,000, but with all your expenses, it goes down to $135,000. Would that fall under that?
Oh, interesting. So are you saying like if you're a business owner or something? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. God,
Because I'll write off everything.
I want to look at the tax plan details.
Johnny, I just wrote off that 3-minute live we did. I just wrote that off on my taxes.
How much was that?
Yeah, that was $1,000 of my life.
Now, the unfortunate thing is we don't have details. All we have is what Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said, which was, I know what the goal is. His goal is, talking about President Trump, no tax for anybody who makes less than $150,000.
Do it. This is classic Trump. Classic Trump. 2 for you, 1 for me. Let's do it, okay? No taxes. Getting rid of all these expenditures, ridiculous spending. Gonna get rid of the Board of Education. Gonna get rid, and we're gonna have bearded ladies in Gaza, and we're gonna deport somebody who some people think that guy that they arrested, Johnny, British spy.
Wait, which guy?
The guy they arrested, and they say
for what? I'm sorry, I missed that. What for? What?
That he has some weird shady
arrested for what?
Being what they're labeling as pro-Hamas.
Oh, the guy on the campus.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a belief he might be a British spy.
Well, that adds a layer, doesn't it?
Right. Which is because he's done all this crazy stuff with, like, I think the UN and maybe British intelligence and all that stuff.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Getting into it, dude. That's a hot topic right there.
Topics. I will let you know. I'll have you know that.
By the way, if you make less than $150,000, you should never have paid taxes in the first place. It's so fucking. I've said this before, dude. It's like, don't get mad at Amazon, which I believe is just an extension of the U.S. government. Don't get mad at them paying no taxes. Ask them how you can pay no taxes.
Mm-hmm.
We should make them pay more tax. We should make, hey, I want to be like Amazon.
But I will say, by the way, that it depends on where you live, if that's a lot of money or not. In L.A., that's like a solid middle class income. Where I'm from, you can live like a king. You own
the town,
yeah,
right?
you can live like a prince.
Yeah, you look at everybody like they're serfs, right?
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, it's like that, dude.
Do you walk around with white wigs on and say, I do declare on before everything you do?
Yeah, there's a guy who follows you around with a pillow.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Do you refer as the people to as Negroes? Do you do that?
That's about it. You know, I have reflex. It was like, are we live still? Shit. That's so funny.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's so much easier. I'm just telling people, like, hey, dude, we can move to Texas or somewhere and just live like kings. Like kings.
I'm worried genuinely about all the murders in Austin, though.
Oh yeah, that is scary though.
I mean, we following it up now, and I mean, Alex Jones. We talked about
Ozempic Jones.
Ozempic Jones. We should call him that for YouTube's sake. He said that General Flynn told him that there's a legit threat on his life, and then you know, I mean, and then like one of the guys that worked there also got murdered.
So crazy, dude.
It's
so
a lot going
sad,
on in
dude.
Austin.
So sad.
It's all I know, very sad for that guy. Yeah.
Very sad.
So I don't. I mean, if they're coming after AJ, you're not too far down the list.
Or OJ.
Yeah.
Ozempic Jones.
Yeah, OJ. Yeah, I feel like that one's already tarnished a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So, I mean,
can I just say, really, there are some hardcore people who still think that O.J. Simpson is innocent, by the way. Like, I found a little corner of the internet the other day of just, like, hardcore denial.
Well, where is that? Your new Twitter?
Yeah, exactly. I'm the leader of the O.J. was innocent movement.
Well, you know, there's a whole theory that his son did it.
Oh, no, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah,
No.
his son, there's so much that just, like, you go, okay, that kind of lines up. His son was a chef. His son used that kind of knife in his thing. Son had
really.
His son had anger issues, problems with Nicole, and could be similar blood type, right?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. It's funny how I watched that OJ doc the other day on Netflix. And it's funny how we just all took it for granted that like that glove didn't fit. But if you go back and watch that, he wasn't trying to get that glove on, dude.
Yeah,
he was like, So I mean, it clearly would have fit, and
but
in
it's
a
also,
good way,
dude,
like a tight way. You want it to fit.
It's also, and you know, this is where I could lose somebody. So much of this is theater.
Oh, no,
like,
of course, yeah.
Like, I love Alex Jones, and you know, obviously, there's a lot going on with him. our good friend OJ, Ozempic Jones.
The white OJ.
But when you look at that trial, there's things that don't make sense to you.
Like what?
Well, like when his lawyer sends the other lawyer all the evidence.
Yes.
He's not, and then the lawyer goes, "Can I use this?" And the guy doesn't say anything at all. Like
insanity.
Yeah. You're like right there. You're like, okay, we got to dismiss this because his own lawyer isn't giving
shaving points. I mean, like,
point shaving,
he's fixing the game.
So it's like, it's like crazy to me, dude. But
no, I don't know how that was fair. Like, how did that proceed?
Dude, the judge had like every time there was a psyop, the Ukraine, BLM,
that judge.
The Zhijing, Zhijing,
yes.
She had something about it on there. So it's like, get out of here, dude.
Yeah, I recommend that. You think you've heard everything about the OJ doc though, but that one, I mean about OJ the trial, but that doc on Netflix is out. I don't know if it's recent or whatever, but within the past year, I think it's pretty good, and they have a lot of commentary from what the hell's the cop's name?
Mark Furman.
Yeah, Mark Furman. And he just kind of he's just like, what can I say, dude? Like I said those things, like whatever. I mean, he's owning it. He's like, everybody thinks I'm the worst person in the world. Sorry. I mean, that's what he's like. And
well, it's crazy to me, right? It's crazy to me. Like, think about what they presented. And like this kind of gets into this thing where like hate is worse than violence.
Yes, it's a perfect example of it.
And again, it goes back to that couple in Philadelphia when the black guy stabs this chick's boyfriend or husband to death, and she won't give him.
That was horrible.
Won't give the cops any description.
It was so sad.
Because she doesn't want to play the racial stereotypes. That to me is peak brainwashing. So you get into this trial and it's like, it's like OJ's just presenting this thing that the whites hate him, even though he's loved by everybody.
Well, and it prevented, like, I didn't know this. Maybe this was because I was a kid when the trial happened. Mark Furman had a lot of evidence that they didn't introduce.
If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, subscribe to Broken Simulation in your podcasting app or check us out at youtube.com/SamTripoli.
We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hat.